Hello and welcome to this week's Jewels of Wisdom. Thank you for joining me today. Now, today I am going to be giving you 8 fantastic strategies that they use in sport to help with coping. Now, coping with what? Coping with your health. Obviously, I talk about health and fitness a lot. That's my specialism. But many outside influences, be it work, family, other things, can be affecting our health and fitness in terms of our ability to cope with the situation. Now, we know that all situations, difficulties as they were, sometimes we're able to come up with solutions to change it, and sometimes things are just out of our control and there's nothing we can physically do to change the situation, but we have to find a way to cope, maybe mentally and emotionally, to get ourselves staying in a positive state of mind, staying focused, staying energized, and being able to move forward when the time is right, as it were, and just understanding, accepting that there's nothing we can do at the moment. And that brings me to a video I came across recently, actually quite recently, and it was one with Michael Caine, and he was discussing about a situation that happened while on set, I believe it was. And in this particular scene, he had to get through this doorway, and as he did so, there was a chair blocking his way. So he sort of shouted out to who I assume was the director, and said, "There's a chair, he can't get through." And the response of the director, which was a very interesting one, is use the difficulty. Now, isn't that interesting? Because very often when it comes to any situation, particularly a negative situation that's impacting us, and we're feeling a bit stuck or a bit blocked, that we very often, or I certainly felt, if I take myself all the way back to 2009, the recession that happened hit me very hard, and I had a really hard time. I'm not afraid to admit it. And you tend to sort of sink into yourself and sort of almost give up, instead of using that opportunity or seeing that there's an opportunity there to actually improve, whether it's improve your mindset, learn more, or use the time to build something new and exciting. Sometimes we get too caught up in the fears and the emotions and the problem. So what he said was use the difficulty, and to use that obstacle, that chair, in a way, in relation to the part he had to play, the type of film it was, the type of performance, whether it was a comedy or a drama, use that chair in a way to create a better scene, as it were. So can we do the same in our own lives? Can we actually use any difficulty? And as I said, sometimes things we can change quite easily. We just have to adapt or change our approach to things, and we can do that, and we can move through the problem very quickly. But sometimes things are just out of our control. There's nothing we can do. So we have to be able to adapt ourselves emotionally to handle the situation in a more positive way, and look at it more as an opportunity to use that difficulty to improve as we move forward. So before I start and give you those fantastic 8 strategies, if you could do me a favor and just like and subscribe, or just share the video. I know there's plenty of people out there who might benefit from this advice, and I would certainly definitely appreciate you sharing it, because it helps build my audience and get the message out there. So yeah, like and subscribe, really appreciate that. If you are interested to find out a little bit more about how your mindset, be it psychological or emotional problems, can be affecting your health and fitness, or whether how you can help with the physical and speed up the process of getting fitter, healthier, and overcoming chronic pain, please do get in touch. We do offer a complimentary discovery call with myself. Just go to teamclinicservices.com and book an appointment there, a complimentary session with me. I would look forward to seeing you and helping you in your journey to peak performance, overcoming chronic pain, and getting you back to your winning mindset. But let's get into the first strategy. Here we go.
So thought control is number one when it comes to coping strategies. Now, thought control, obviously, things like visualization, going into meditation can always help focus the mind, particularly if you're using a lot of breath work. So focusing on the breathing, getting your mind really targeting what is necessary right there and then, and staying away from the more emotional side of distractions, things that worry you, but getting your mind really focused. And a great way to do that, many people use sort of breath control work and meditation. So remember, making sure you block any distractions and use coping thoughts such as positive self-talk, such as I can do it and things like that. So that is really great way to get into that number one strategy of thought control. Strategy number 2 is rational thinking. So again, it's sort of getting out of that sort of emotional state when we're in a fear, or we're worried or concerned, or needing to cope a little bit with a situation. So it's sort of taking a rational approach to yourself and the situation. See things as they are, not as you think they're going to be or projecting into the future, but stay in the moment and focus on thinking rationally. Okay, strategy number 3 is task focus. Now, what's important here is narrowing your focus. So, remember in the past, I've spoken about when it comes to concentration and talking about focusing on relevant cues and your attentional focus. So, really focusing on what is needed to help you cope with the situation at that point in time. So, whether it's a signal to take action or a signal to relax and take a step back. Remember, we have a limited amount of capacity in our mind to retain certain information. So pay attention only to what's actually needed in that moment for you to get through that moment. Okay, strategy number 4 is positive focus and orientation. So this is really about focusing on the beliefs in your own ability. And really, if you're struggling with that, maybe look at things you've done well, or maybe look at situations that are similar to the situation you're going through now, and recall and make use of those resources you have to actually take you through and get you through this situation if you are struggling to cope. So really focus on the positives, focus on where you've achieved and overcome this similar situation, and take those lessons and bring them into this situation to keep you moving forward in a positive way. Number 5 is social support. So looking at the people you're surrounded with, who's in your network, that you're not necessarily always telling them your problems. Some people don't like to do that, but it's just having positive interactions with people who maybe could give you some advice. But do you have a really good social support, whether it's in business, sort of a business networking group, whether it's family, maybe it's your trainer, whoever it may be, someone that you know and trust who can help encourage you and keep you on target, keep focused, and keep your mind on the positive. Number 6 is preparing well. So it's pre-performance, mental preparation, and anxiety management. Now, remember in the past, I've spoken about these important routines you can find for yourself, and there's different methods you can use. And I know athletes like to use things, anything from meditation, setting your intentions for that day, making sure you eat well, good nutritious food, maybe reading something inspirational, maybe doing some physical activity or being out in nature first thing in the morning. Whatever it is you do, make sure you start your day well and bring in those aspects of getting a really good routine for yourself. Strategy 7 is all about time management. And it's not just about your diary and the amount of appointments you've got or the amount of tasks you have to do, because that can sometimes be overwhelming. But it's also making sure you have time for your own personal growth and daily goals. So really having a good, clear, like we say, do it during part of those, the last one, routines, making sure for the 7th one, you're adding in specific time management and really getting your diary in place so that you can actually have time for important things for yourself to make you feel good as well. Time management, really important. So here we are at strategy 8, and it's all about training hard and smart. Now it's all about applying a really good work ethic. And if you the same work ethic you have in your business as you would into your health, fitness and sports training, really taking responsibility. Now, when it comes to coping, whether it's a psychological level of coping or a physical where you can help your body cope with the pressure and extra stresses, it's really bringing in those professionals who understand that how everything works and comes together better than maybe you would do. But it's also having that way of understanding where you've been, any issues or any challenges you face that could be impacting where you are now, and putting together a really good plan, a strategy to get you from where you are now and where you want to be in the safest, most productive way, maximising the results and limiting any future injuries, challenges or problems.
Well, I hope those 8 strategies worked well for you and you've got some more knowledge, and it's going to help you overcome a little bit more, get you back to fitness, as I would like to see everyone super healthy, super energized, and getting the best and being the best version of themselves they can be. As I say, I look forward to seeing you next time with more information, but for now, I thank you for joining me and see you next week. Bye.